Hey, what's up, guys? It's Val, and I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. My video today is gonna be a little bit different, but it's something that I feel really passionately about, and I feel like it needs to be addressed, and more people need to be talking about this, especially if you're a fan of the NFL, if you're a fan of any NFL team. Like, personally, football is my favorite sport to watch, and it's just something that I've had in my childhood. My dad always watched football, and I've just always had a passion for it. And growing up, I loved watching it, and yeah. So obviously, with that being said, and with my title, obviously, I'm gonna be talking about today why I will be boycotting the NFL for the 2018-2019 season. I mean, who knows? Things could change, right? Maybe they could stop being stupid. Anyway, let's get into it. So, I kind of did my research. I'm telling you my opinion and what I think based on all these things that I have viewed, and my gut and my heart is telling me that this shit is just wrong, and that's why I need to talk about it. So, in August 2016 is when all this bullshit started. It was in preseason. Colin Kaepernick chose to sit down during the national anthem, which, by the way, he's not the first player to ever do this. I think Marshawn Lynch and some other players, they choose not to stand up during the national anthem. But for some reason, maybe it's because it was a military night, the night that Colin Kaepernick decided to kneel, because the first game he just didn't stand. He just sat down in the bench. And then the second game was the game that he decided to kneel, and that just so happened to be against the San Diego Chargers, which is my team, and I was actually there. That was military night, and I think that's why it caught so much attention that day. Now, the reason that he decided to kneel instead of just sitting down is because he did feel like it was a little bit disrespectful, which anybody can understand. I get that part. So what they did was, before that game, the San Diego game, him and Eric Reed, which is a teammate that also took a knee, they went to go talk to a former Army Green Beret. I don't know what that is, but they talked to Nate Boyer, and they asked him, like, what was the best way to take the negative focus, because people were already talking shit about Colin Kaepernick not standing up for the flag or whatever. So they were talking about how they can get the message back on track and not take away from the military and not take away from the people that protect and the pride that they have for their country. So they decided to kneel and protest and still have respect for their country. So it was never his intention to disrespect anything. Like, I don't know where people are getting this from. Like, how does that mean that he hates his country? Like, that is the total, like, he was not trying to do that, and it's just bullshit how people are putting this into a different kind of context. But anyway, after that game, Colin Kaepernick, he put a quote out saying that, this is what it said, this is the exact quote: "I am not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color." Okay, I'm sorry, but I agree. If you were in somebody's position that is black or of color, you would understand and you could sympathize with this. And if you cannot sympathize with that, then you are privileged, and it makes sense how and why you don't understand. And that's all I have to say about that. What does the national anthem even say? "For the land of the free and the home of the brave." Oh, yeah, but don't disregard the fact that your people were slaves just like a couple hundred years ago. Like you're free though and you're brave. I mean, this anthem was written when your people were seen as one third of a person, but I mean it still applies to you and you have to respect it. Yeah. Well, I could go on and on about that, but let's just move on. So, after all this Colin Kaepernick kneeling and players started to join him and all that, of course, Donald Trump comes in, Agent Orange, with his Twitter tweets and ridiculousness, everything that a president shouldn't be. But anyway, he comes in and, of course, spreads his propaganda that this is all negativity, blah, blah, blah. Why? Why, you might ask, does Agent Orange give a damn about Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the flag instead of fucking saluting? Why? Why, you might ask? One word, ladies and gentlemen. Ego. His ego. Donald Trump, I'm sorry, Agent Orange. We're not saying Donald Trump. Agent Orange. He has it out for the NFL. And I'll tell you why. In the 80s, he was an owner and a part of this league called the United States Football League. So he was an owner in this league that was seen as a spring alternative to the NFL. So while he was a part of this league, he tried to sue the NFL for $1.3 billion, like trying to say that they were a monopoly, which of course that shit just like, that failed, so he failed in that. Then, fast forward to 2014, he tried to buy the Buffalo Bills and he was outbid. So, he's just a little boy, just looking through the gates, trying to play so bad, trying to be a part of the NFL. And the NFL keeps on telling him, no, you cannot be a part of this league. Do you think Donald Trump, Agent Orange, our president right now, loves to be slapped in the face in public? No, he does not. It's the thing that he hates the most. And no surprise, when this all happened, oh shit, this was his call, this was his chance. Privilege, a special right, advantage, or immunity granted to a particular or group of people. Privilege, a special advantage or authority possessed by a particular person or group. Why did I just tell you the definition of privilege? I'll explain. So, apparently, understanding and sympathizing with Colin Kaepernick makes you an American, as we've seen today. Nike has advertised Colin Kaepernick. Ooh, sorry. Nike has advertised Colin Kaepernick. Oh God, Stella. Nike has advertised Colin Kaepernick. And people started to throw away and burn their Nikes and cut off their their Nike swoosh. And it's just crazy how these people are so patriotic and so for their country. Like, dude, I read the most perfect thing today that said, like, if you're so, like, against this whole un-American and you see this as, like, disrespecting the military and stuff, instead of cutting off all the Nike signs on your jackets and your shirts and all this crap that costed you, like, more than $60 because Nike's expensive, if you care so much, go and donate it to all the veterans that are homeless. Go and donate it to them if you care so much. But no, nobody cares. You guys are just making a big deal for nothing because why? You're being racist. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're being racist. And that is all to say that if you feel strongly that Colin Kaepernick is being negative towards America and is being un-American and you're mad at Nike, if you feel this way, you are privileged. You must be privileged, because if you can't sympathize and see that a man that has been in a country that oppressed his people, his background, his ancestors, feels this way about a flag that has proven just time and time again that they don't care about his people. Like, you have no idea how that feels clearly, and this is why you cannot see why the NFL is so wrong to not take this man in. Like, this man has had a 7-year career in the NFL. I want you guys to understand this. Like, this is your life. Put yourself in Colin Kaepernick's shoes. Like, since you were in high school, like, I don't know how long he's loved football, but I mean, you could only imagine the man is in the NFL. So he lives and breathes football, right? He's had a 7-year career in the NFL. And not to mention, he has gone to the Super Bowl, like, really recently as well. And in the last season, he had 16 TD passes. And it's just like, how does this man not get a contract? How? Racism, folks. Racism, or the NFL is just fucking scared and they don't have the balls to fucking stand up for Colin Kaepernick and his people, which, by the way, black people make the NFL. Black people made the NFL what it is. Tell me I'm wrong. So, if you ask me, I think the NFL is way too big of a platform to not stand up for their black people, to not stand up for the people that have made the sport what it is today. They need to do a better job. They need to do better. They need to follow in Nike's footsteps. I mean, people have to put their money where their mouth is. If your rights don't align with your beliefs, if your life is not aligning with your beliefs, you need to change that, or else you're a hypocrite. It's like me. I mean, when that whole scandal with Snapchat and Rihanna happened, this is the reason that I do not have Snapchat, because I am a feminist, and what they did to Rihanna by freaking putting that stupid quiz about, like, who would you beat up, Rihanna or something else, like, that shit was just wrong. And I mean, you can't just put shit on Snapchat. Obviously, it went through a million hands before it freaking got launched out there. Like, they knew that it was gonna get, like, they knew what they were doing. So that is why, if you ask me, that's why I don't have a freaking Snapchat, because that's just bullshit, and I need to put my money where my mouth is, and I do not believe in doing that to women. So that's why I don't have a Snapchat. It's like, you know, before they put Colin Kaepernick his advertisement out, the whole Serena Williams thing. If you didn't know, Serena Williams wore a cat suit. It was like a black leotard basically, but it was like designed for her, like, motherly body, because she just gave birth not too long ago. And it was a scary birth, not even just a regular birth. Like, she was like life and death. Like, I forgot what exactly happened to her, but anyways, this cat suit was meant to help her with her, I think she got like blood clots and stuff like that. So she wore that, and this cat suit got banned. And if you ask me, it's because of her body. She has a womanly figure, and somebody in authority did not like that. And they were like, you know what? I don't want to see that next year. Because another white woman has worn a catsuit similar to Serena's, and it was all white, which, if you ask me, is more revealing, if anything. But because the woman's body is different and it's more slender and it's not curvy, I mean, there's not a lot to view. I'm not disrespecting, but I'm just being honest that, like, it was different. So that one was allowed, and Serena Williams wasn't, because she's curvy and it's more, I mean, somebody didn't like it and they felt uncomfortable or something. Like, I don't know. If you ask me, if you feel uncomfortable about somebody else's body, that's your problem. So now I feel like I've ranted and ranted on. But the bottom line is that I will be boycotting the NFL until they decide to have the balls to say something and stand up for their people. Because, like I said, black people made the NFL what it is today. And that's why, as much as I love the LA Chargers and they're my team, I just can't. I mean, fucking LA Chargers, sign Colin Kaepernick. Somebody sign him because that shit is just wrong and racist. And if you're scared to sign him, you're just being scared to lose fans, to lose whatever. But if you ask me, those are the fans that you don't want because they're racist. So, yeah, with all of that being said, I just hope the world becomes a better place than it is today, because this open racism is not right. And I don't like it, and I'm not here for it. I represent love and gratitude and abundance, and that's just not what I'm feeling from the NFL. So I'll give y'all love and abundance from Val. Peace out.